we are here with Juniper getting the dragon cut. The dragon cut is just a modified line cut with scales going down the back. So the base of it would be, just put in your standard line cut. Leave a mohawk going down the back and then put some scales in. We do a couple of different dragon cuts. One of them would be a half a dragon, where you just do the scales down the back and keep the tail natural. A full dragon means you're going to go all the way down the tail as well, and put scales down the tail and leave a plume on the end, right? And then there's other dragon cuts where you do a tiger head instead of leaving a lion's mane, right? There's so many different kinds, right? But the baseline of a dragon cut is just to put the, your standard line cut in, and don't forget to leave a mohawk down the back, right? It's really that simple, right? It's really that simple, people. Very popular around Halloween, because you can groom an actual costume into the coat of the cat. Of a cat who normally gets a lion cut. There we go. There. And last one. She's a natural temperament. Her file says she has 10 red flags for grooming. She's afraid of everything. But so far so good. She seems fine. She seems fine for now, right? Here we go. And let's start with your Brazilian. Here we go. Wee-hee. She's like, I feel a draft. I bet. There you go, Junebug. Alright. Alrighty then. So, how do you start on the mohawk? Well, the first thing you want to do is make sure you know where the spine is. So his spine is right here. So you want to go like an inch on either side maybe. And you can always whittle that back down again, right? Alright, so that's the beginning of that mohawk. Waka waka. Hello. F. The comment was B, so my response was F. Can we make it make sense, people? No. Would that be too much to ask? Well, hello. How are you from across the pond, George? How are you? What's going on over there? What's going on in your neck of the woods? What's the current crisis or state of affairs? What's happening with Tommy? You're like, who's Tommy? Tommy hits the news every once in a while in England. He's the guy who, oh gosh, can we even talk about it here on YouTube? I don't know. See, I don't know what you're allowed to talk about, what you're not allowed to talk about. But when I say Tommy, who do you think I mean? You're like, I have no idea. Really? what's his last name? Tommy Robinson? Tommy was a young man who worked at a tanning salon, and he noticed some nefarious things happening with the store next door. And he was the one who pretty much figured out that a lot of young girls were being groomed. And he stepped in because he has a young daughter himself. And the more he looked into it, the more he realized how bad it was over there, right? Regarding the young girls. So he started making a fuss about it, basically putting a spotlight on what was happening, and he was silenced by his very own government for talking about it. That Tommy. I think it's Tommy Robinson. And they keep throwing him in jail to try to get him to shut up, right? That guy. You're like, I have no idea. How am I today? Good, and you? This is Jennifer. Jennifer's getting the full dragon cut. That means the scales are going down his back and all the way down his tail as well. It's Catwoman. I forgot your intro last time you showed up. Sorry. You're like, geez Louise. How could you forget that? Sometimes I get a little too focused on what I'm doing and I forget. That's kind of how that happens. Your claws are out? Cool. Yeah, well, I'm over the target. I'm obviously over the target, right? With what I say and what I talk about regarding the pet grooming industry. So every once in a while you may see people coming into this live, right? Not everyone is just the public. Yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm Irish. I was born in Dunleary, George. You're like, where's that? Well, it's in County Dublin. I was born in St. Michael's, Dunleary. That's where my mom's from. She was an immigrant. She came here when she was right out of school. She came here. It's Two Skulls. How are you? We gotta get you an intro too. I can make some buttons. Do you know what I mean when I say buttons? You can order these buttons on Amazon, and it records 30 seconds, right? So what do you want in your intro, Two Skulls? I probably know what Catwoman wants, and I'll do a 30-second intro button whenever you guys show up on the live. Two Skulls, what would you like as your intro? It could be music, it could be you know, like a voice saying something. It could be whatever you want. You can customize it. I'll make your own customized button, right? I don't know why I don't have one on standby here somewhere. Let's see if I can find one. Anywhere? Yes, no? No. I think I packed them all up. Oh, we'll have to go looking for them. Right? Alright. We're going to try and put this one on its side. Juniper. There. Alright, so basically a dragon cut means you're just putting in the standard line cut, right? Make sure you leave the mohawk. That mohawk is going to be put into dragon scales later, right? I always get a laugh when people bring their cut and ask for a dragon cut, and the groomer's like, well, I don't know how to do that. But yet they do line cuts all the time, so it doesn't make any sense, right? So I guess a few tutorials are in order, right? I think we already have one up, but we'll do more as they come in. We'll do more. It's usually really popular around Halloween, right? This cat has 10 red flags that her owner selected as far as everything he was afraid of. If you look at how much resistance his arms have, the front of his arms, that is your litmus test that the cat is not calm and it's extremely tense, right? So not everything is what it seems in cat grooming, right? Right. So that's how you can tell. He's also got the shivers, right? Look closer. You might actually be able to see a little bit of that shake. But anyway, his 10 red flags were afraid of water, afraid of clippers, afraid of nail trimming, afraid of water, afraid of dryers, right? All of that. Wow. But I've seen cats who are a lot worse than this at their natural temperament, right? I think Juniper's doing fine. If he were my cat, I'd probably give him that calming cat oil. Yeah. That would most likely eliminate a little bit of that shake that he has. Yeah. It's a 1-hour pre-treatment. Alright. This side, this side, this side, this side. Here we go. And if I have to go get the bed, I'll get the bed for him, just so I can access his tricky bits a little bit better. The line cut itself only takes 15 minutes to put in, right? Alright, so really extremely tense the arms, right? It's not like a full, I mean, I'm extending it fully because if you allow a bend on a really tense cat, they're going to try to snap the arm back. So all you can do is try to pull it all the way out for safety purposes. Because sometimes when they snap their arm back again, it's really quick. And you know, you've got instruments that you're working with. So I usually try to do a full arm extension to get that arm shaved. Capiche? Sabe? Comprendo? Understood? Yes? No? Roger? What else? What else is out there? Alright. Now. Do I do the scales before the bath or after the bath? It don't matter. You can do them before, you can do them after the bath. It's up to you. It don't matter. So who's going to talk to me about Tommy Robinson? Anybody? George, you still here? He's probably Googling who the hell is Tommy Robinson. Well, one, he's good looking, so he got my attention. But two, he was just trying to speak up for the girls in England and what they were going through, right? Yeah. Yipper. Alright, let's see what it'll let me do back here. Not bad. You're doing great, Junie. You're doing good, buddy. He's like, I am? Yes, you are. Alright, this little boot brush, $5 on Groomer's Mart, right? It's called a soft sensitive slicker. So very soft. for sensitive areas. But it's the perfect boot brush. And it's $5. Groomer's Mart. The link's in my bio, themeinlion.live. It'll take you straight to Groomer's Mart. Groomer's Mart and Groomer's Mall are both the same exact thing. And it's a big warehouse. It's a warehouse that sells products to groomers all around the world, right? It's usually how a groomer has to shop. There are some stores sprinkled throughout the country where groomers can go and actually shop in an actual real store, but it's very rare. Normally you have to, any kind of shopping you have to do for grooming is usually having to be done online. Or you can pick up a bunch of stuff at the nearest grooming expo. If you were to go to a grooming expo, it's all on the grooming floor, all of the different products, right? And what's great about that is that you can actually see, feel, touch, and smell when you go to the Groom Expo, right? You can't exactly smell the shampoos if you've never bought them before, right? You can only just take someone's recommendation that, yeah, you're probably gonna like it, right? But at the Grooming Expos, you get to see, feel, smell, more hands-on, you know, how you would normally be able to shop, right? Yeah. So, who else here is from England? Love to get an update on what's happening with Tommy Robinson. Anyone? Where's Grinch? Cat, where's Grinch? You guys are like the gruesome twosome. You're always tied at the hip. Where's Grinch at? He might know. Grinch is from England, right? Is Grinch a boy or a girl? I'm thinking he's male. That's just a guess. That's just a guess. But I'm just gonna assume that Grinch is a boy. Hello. There. Go. I thought so. Alright, so we put the mohawk in. The base of the cut is a lion, right? And then we chunkered in the tail, which we're going to put the scales in later too, right? So right now, we just need to do the bath. How does that mean look? It's alright. You think this is ASMR? Yeah. I swear like a sailor, so sorry if that... if you hear that, you might run for the hills. Sorry. I could do an ASMR live. Ah! Just probably not for this live. Wham. Wham. You're cute. He's like, I am? Yeah, you are. You're adorbs. This is adorbs. He's like, really? Yeah. You're supposed to be scared of everything. He's like, well, my mom is a little overprotective. Alright. So, it's important to use degreaser if you're going to do that dragon cut. Why? Because you need to get all that oil out. And then once you do that and wash the mohawk, you're going to be able to get those scales to stand up more, right? So, wow. 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 He's like, I'm scared. I thought you just said you were fine. He said, well, now I changed my mind. Oh, you changed your mind? No, you just stay there. It's fine. You're fine. Waka waka. He said, what the hell does that mean? It means soldier up. He said, I'm not a soldier. I don't believe in guns. Well, that's good. That's good. What happened to your eye? He said, I don't know. What are you talking about? Your eye. There's like a whole thing over your eye. He's like, really? I never noticed. So you can see right through that? He's like, I guess. Never bothered me before. Huh. Got an ulcer over his left eye. Scar tissue. Wham. Wham. And wham. Alright, let's get that to marinate. While that's happening, we're going to work on all of his boots. Who's doing the Q&A? Why the Q&As that keep popping up? Is that something that just is popping up automatically, or is someone putting that in? On the last live, it said, "What's your favorite color?" On this live, it said, "What's your good deed?" I guess my good deed is going online and trying to teach cackling for the last 5 years and getting nothing but grief over it. I might have received 5 thank yous in 5 years, right? Yeah, that's my good deed. How is she so silent? Well, she is a he. Apparently, he is terrified of everything, but he's being a good soldier. He's being a good soldier. He's like, "I'm not a soldier." Well, you know what I mean. He's like, "No, I really don't know what you mean. I don't like to fight at all. I'm a peaceful person." Well, you're a cat. Yeah, I know. You know what I meant. Alright, let's get Daryl the duck going. Here we go. Wow. Have you ever tried the pedestal technique? When you use the pedestal technique, the cat just balances. You really don't have to try to keep them in the tub. They just kind of sit up there and balance. Right? Rahul. Right? Yeah. He's like, "That's scary." What, the sprayer? He's like, "Yeah. Do you need a happy hoodie?" Oh, Green Tea is back. I was trying to talk to someone from the UK just now about what's happening with Tommy Robinson, but I guess he didn't know who he was. Do you happen to know who Tommy Robinson is? He was like a advocate for, kept getting in trouble with the government and the police regarding talking and trying to help the children, the young girls who are being groomed over there. Apparently you're not even allowed to talk about it, right? Apparently you are not even allowed to talk about it over there. You can't bring it up or anything. Damn it, why does someone have to be here now? Here we go again, people. People coming and showing up for groomings, right? When they're not supposed to be here, right? Interrupting other people's groomings. I gotta do something about that. Anyway, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. There. Right, and we're back. You just yeeted yourself? Wait, how did you do that? No, I'm not going to do that right this second. Two skulls, oh. Because I got really confused there. I'm like, gotcha. If you go onto the link in my bio, themainlion.live, scroll halfway down, you'll find a bottle of CBD calming cat oil. It's all natural, right? And then scroll even further down, and you'll see the pre-treatment guide where you can learn more about it. The reason why we have that is because veterinarians aren't allowed to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it, right? Here we go. Did you forget to breathe? Breathe. 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 Sometimes cats forget to breathe. I'm not sure if that's what happened to him. But this is why we don't like to interrupt baths. Right? Because you have them right where you want them. And then you have to stop. And then when you go back to them, they can have a reaction, right? So, alright, he's already out. He's bouncing. I'll put him in the tub. In the tub. In the tub. Okay? In the tub. Make sure this is nice and warm. What are we going to talk about? Oh, the calming cat oil, yeah. And cookies. If you get a hold of the cookies, you can make some hemp-infused kibble. I don't know what he's doing, but he's bouncing. He's bouncing. Turn Daryl off. Maybe there's too many things going on at once, right? Is there too many things going on at once? She say so, yeah. Alright. This cat could certainly benefit from that. The owner listed 10 red flags of everything he's scared of, yet he's not on any kind of a pre-treatment, even an all-natural one. Make it make sense, people. Oh. Alright, so what we did there with him is what I refer to as the Pandora's box. He was trying to get out of his Pandora's box, let the genie out of the box, and your job is just to somehow get him to go back in and convince him that him losing his mind is not the best option, right? You have to just be, you just have to take the bull by the horns and let the cat know everything's going to be fine. Stop everything. Anything and everything that's making a sound, right? Get him to collect his thoughts, and then you can usually restart, right? He's in the comfort position, so most cats like that. Yeah, the hemp-infused kibble is an amazing thing that is not on the market yet, but you can make it. It's perfect and ideal for stress-related issues, moving homes, having to travel, leaving your cat behind. They don't know you're coming back. Nobody's going to be able to tell them that, you know, you're going to be back in a couple of days, right? So some cats get really, really stressed. The problem with that is it only takes 3 days. Once your cat's, usually a male cat, are the ones at risk. It only takes 3 days of the urethra of a cat to get blocked for them to unalive themselves. 9 out of 10 times, those UTI and crystal blocks and things like that are stress related, right? So if you're not dealing with your cat's stress levels, you could inadvertently unalive your own cat, is all I'm trying to say, right? Yeah. So, hemp-infused kibble. Yeah. Let's say you're moving and you know you're moving. You could start that hemp-infused kibble 2 weeks before the move and then a couple weeks after the move. You do something like that. Let's say he loses his best friend or buddy. You could do that. Keep him on it for about a month. It's a really great way to help a cat with their emotional needs, because they go through a mourning and loss of a loved one the same as humans, right? Let's say your cats are fighting. We have 5 families who are working with hemp-infused kibble, and they cannot stop thanking me for telling them about it. It's not anything their vet can talk to them about, so they didn't know. It's not anything that's on the market, so they can't buy it. But they can make it, right? So one family is making it to try to get all the cats in the house to get along, right? Because they were creating territorial lines in their house, and there was fights, right? No. After about a week, all the fighting stopped, and there's no more territorial lines, right? For another one, they made the hemp-infused kibble right after the loss of a family member, a 4-legged family member, right? And that really significantly helped that cat. And he's convicted, you know, who talks to children. Oh, let me put this back up again. I'm not sure if that came out right, Grinch. He's part of a party now. That's cool. I know they threw him in jail quite a lot. Try to shut him up. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that guy. Talk about a vigilante, or someone who was not going to take it anymore, right? Yeah. And to have his own government and not have his back, yeah, that was bizarre. That whole thing just blows my mind. But I don't think we can talk about it. This is not the place to be talking about that, I guess. He's been talking to children inappropriate. Is that the latest? He was trying to... Is that what... Oh my God. Poor Tommy. Is that what you get for risking your life and trying to save the young girls who are being groomed by a certain group of people? And then talking about it? That's his thanks? They're going to turn around and gaslight and say that he was the one? Really? Are you kidding me? Oh, God. Going back 10 years ago. 10 years ago, that's what he was doing. He was trying to help the girls who were being, you know, yellow change. Anyway, see how he's going catatonic? Off to the side. He's putting himself in a nice little happy place in his mind. Right? Yeah. There we go. Let's let out some of that water. Yeah. Where's the button? Let's push it out. Try and get this water out. Alrighty then. Sad. That's almost the equivalent of what's happening to me right now. Been advocating for cats for years. And what does society do? They turn around and say I'm the animal abuser. Okay? It's just one big gaslighting. Sad state of affairs. People are just feral. in general, right? He's like, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Let's push that up in a corner just a little bit so he can't squeeze into that little tiny opening. Here he goes again. About ready to pop out of his Pandora's box. Right? Just stay calm. Stay calm. Stay calm, people. Well, it's going to protect from sound triggering from the sprayer or anything sound related. It's also offering a little bit of compression, right? We're going that way. He's like, no, we're not. Is he going to stop? Is he going to stop? Gotta get his back boots. No good deed goes unpunished, people. Remember that. Oh, we're going for a walk. Alright, so he's done with the tub. We'll let him out. We'll let him out. Okay. That makes him happy. We'll do it. Right? Yeah. If it makes you happy. Uh-oh. Yeah. Then why are you so sad? If it makes you happy, then it can't be that bad. Hi. How are you? Lola. This isn't Lola. This is a boy, right? So he could certainly benefit from a pre-treatment. You know, an all-natural one. That's all that he really needs. But his owner, when she signed him up for grooming, selected 10 red flags of everything he was terrified of. And my question to the owner was, well, if he's afraid of all of these things, how do you expect that I'm supposed to groom him? And she's like, do your best. I'm like, okay, well, all I have are techniques. She's like, that's fine. But see, sometimes techniques alone are not enough, right? Just saying, right? Just saying. You stop. You stop, right? You stop. All right, let's take that off. Rinse that out. Good laddie. Good laddie. Good laddie. Good laddie. You did it. Good boy. You did it. Well, aren't you just lovely? Aren't you just lovely? There we go. Yee. Wow. Alright, so he's already been put in a lion cut. Hello, hello, hello. All we have to do now is dry him off and put some scales down his back and he's all ready to go. He's all good to go. Waka waka. Don't know what language that is, but why? Because we don't get a translator button. YouTube, why aren't you going to do something about that? You're impairing the ability of me to be able to communicate to my feral community. Oh. Here we go. Here we go. You think maybe it's in the settings of my YouTube channel that I can get that translator button? Maybe. I don't know. right, here we go. Yep, it's in chat. No, it's in when you post the video. When the live is over and the video gets posted, then it's uh-oh. Now what? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Yeah, let's just turn that off for now until we can figure out how to get my phone back. There. And we're back. Alright, we'll turn it back on. There. And we're back. There. Alright. Yep, cats have been domesticated for quite a while now, so. If it makes you happy, then why are you so sad? Walk, walk, walk. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, well, we're still working on the same cat, bitch. Right? But, you know, you could always just create your own content channel, you know, so you can teach all of us peons how to do it right. What do I need to understand? My cat loves the water, right? So how do I know when my cat wants his next bath? That one, you know, the one who's sleeping over there. He'll go over to where the cats are put and where they sit before they're grooming. And he'll sit on one of those chairs, thinking I'm going to pick him up next to take him for a bath, right? That's how he lets me out. No, but apparently we have experts in the comment section letting us know that cats don't like water. Well, if you, the human, who's supposed to be smarter than the feline, if you understood that there has been pre-treatments available, all natural and GABA, for years now, you could have helped that cat if they had suffered any kind of nervousness regarding the water, right? Because you're supposed to be smarter than the cat, right? In theory. Just saying, right? Just saying, right? If you have an entire veterinarian industry not allowed, and they're like muzzled, and they're not allowed to talk to you about something that is like the most perfect thing that you can possibly give a cat to help them with their nerves, that's shockingly horrific, in my opinion. But who's responsible for that? The DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency. Now, why are they trying to muzzle vets who are going to talk about the CBD products, the leaf products, when there's absolutely no THC in that product? Can we make it make sense, people? No, it'll never make any sense, right? Not allowed. Making it make sense for cats, not allowed. Not allowed. But at least you know, in case you didn't know, the leaf products for cats have been available and sitting on your pet store shelves for 6 years now. So why didn't you know about it? Because nobody's allowed to talk to you about it. So I'm going to talk to you about it, right? Yipper. Until I get muzzled, right? Until I get muzzled. Right? Anyway, here, that's the right one. Here we go. Turn this on. Oh, was it already on? Yeah, I think it was already on. There we go. Alright, we'll leave that for a second. Aw, did you get a kiss? Did you get some kisses? He's like, here. it? Why can't you address it for what he is, a cat? Why do you have to refer to this glorious creature as it? Hmm? To me, that means you don't really give a shit about it, right? That's what I think. That's just my personal humble opinion, right? No cat lover would refer to a cat as it, right? Just saying. If it makes you happy. Oh, sorry. There you go. Then why are you so shy? Wonk, wonk, wonk. We got someone ringing the doorbell. So I was getting him in the dryer box. There we go. Went. Do that. Went. 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 Alrighty then. That and that. You can do it. Shit. Shit, 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 shit. Yeah. Alright. We'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. Alright, well, we're going to get him out of there in just a minute. To any of you dumbasses, oh, this is my moderator, who are not a groomer, you are not Sam. Sam is a professional groomer, so you can either zip it or leave. Thank you. Thank you, Two Skulls. That was the owner of Queen Biscuit. So. Of course it is. So the comment was, is the box heated? Yeah. Thank you, Two Skulls. Oh, we broke something off. Of what? Oh, God. Okay. All right. Now, we will get those scales in 1 second. My favorite clipper to put scales in is the Wall Bavara, and I'll bring it all the way to the right. So that's the see where that driver blade is all the way at the top, and then you can move it. It's a 5-in-1. See how it's moving, right? So that all the way at the top, that's how I set the scales. And then the technique that I use is like dipping a pen in a fountain. You just dip and then back up again. That's how I usually do it, right? So, thank you, Two Skulls. Hello, Karosh and Francois. Franco. Thank you, Catwoman. Thank you, thank you. Oh, really? That's cool. How you doing, Jesse? All right, are we ready? Oh, somebody had to say the M word. Too bad Paul doesn't know about that. But Paul's got to go now. Paul had to go bye-bye. You know why? Because we don't use the M word on this live. Alrighty. Okay, ready, steady, here we go. So this is the cat that has 10 red flags of everything he's scared of, right? Yet somehow he's able to be groomed at low stress levels. Go figure, who knows? Might have something to do with the techniques that are being used, right? Maybe, possibly. He, you gonna come out? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm leaving. Yeah. There we go. Zoom out. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. It's a little damp. Just kind of fluff him out a little bit. I've seen cats who are a lot more nervous than this guy, right? I think he's actually solid, right? Not bad at all. Cats are willing to work with you as long as you use the right techniques on them, right? Clear example. Queen Biscuit was another example. Thou shall not use the M word. And the O word. There's the M word and then there's the O word. There's the M-O word. Or is it ECP? E-B-O. E-P-O. one, right? It's a very popular groomer, dog groomer, who does groom cats, and she refers to certain things as things that just are very off-putting. As popular and as pretty as she is, I'm not sure why she would be referencing things like easy bake ovens and rage cages, you know, like as being the normal talk. I don't understand it. But a lovely woman, right? I just don't understand it. Why she would do that, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. She's the one responsible for getting the word out about the use of happy hoodies, so I'm happy about that. I was the one who originally started talking about it back, what, 5 years ago on TikTok, right? Somehow she got a hold of that and made it go global. So I will forever be thankful for her for spreading that information. Because at the time, nobody knew to use happy hoodies on cats, right? Nobody knew how effective it was going to be, right? Yeah. Nor was it being taught by anyone in the pet industry for cats to be able to help them with just about any part of their grooming, right? No, you're not going back in. Wrap it up. You gotta wrap this up, buddy. You gotta wrap it up. You gotta wrap this up, buddy. I was actually blocked by her when I was on TikTok, when I was trying to comment that you shouldn't be harnessing, you know, a cat with a metal chain link around their neck. And for that comment, I was blocked, right? Because what happens when a cat freaks out and bites down on something hard? Their teeth snap like glass, specifically their canines. That's all. I was trying to help her, but it is what it is. She at that point, it probably wasn't even her. It was just one of her people, right? So, anywho, yeah, you probably don't want to use a hard metal chain link and put it around a cat's neck. Hey, Michelle, how are you? What's going on? What's happening? Welcome to the feral community, and I mean it's feral, so you might be a little bit too domesticated for this life. Just saying. Enter at your own risk, people, because I'm just as feral as you people are out there, right? We're kind of fighting fire with fire, and some of you don't like it. Oh well. Whose life is it? Mine, not yours. So what do I get to do? Yeah. I get to claim my sanctity and decide how my lives are going to go. Because what is my life, right? Just saying. Or is that too over your head? Just, you know, FYI. Alright, all we gotta do now is put in the scales. I will usually use a pair of chunkers to blend that wall, build it up a little bit. I use this straight, what they call a straight H in the industry. I use that initially before the bath, and then usually afterwards I'm using the chunkers. There we go. There we go. We got a little heater going. Just so he doesn't get a chill, because we just pulled him out of that dryer box, right? Working on the tail. I don't know if you can see it. Working on the tail. This is where the chunkers is going to come in handy as well. If it makes you happy, then why are you so sad? Wah, wah, wah. Mm-hmm. Waka waka. Waka waka. There we go. So sad. There. Okay, other side. We're just polishing up the edges of the scales, right? There we go. Meow. Meow. There. Alright, we're there. Now, we're putting the scales in. First thing we're going to do is follow the main line, the line on the main. There. And that creates the first scale. Alright, so we just blended the line on the main, right? That's done. Alright, turn them around. Wham, wham, and wham. There. Alright, wall baveur all the way to the right. And then the technique that I use is just like dipping a pen into a fountain. It's kind of the technique that I'm using. There. Wide tooth comb, so you're not thinning out those scales. Even though I use a degreaser and 2 washes, his scales are a little on the flat side, but so is his coat, right? There we go. Can you see? Just let me know if I need to move the camera. There we go. You can make those scales any designs that you want. This is just a standard. There. 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 I usually like to do a, here I'll show you. I didn't want to, actually when you have a cat at the perfect position, you usually don't want to move them. So we're just going to keep them that way. I'll show you later. Oh, shut up. Waka waka waka. What do I hear? Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. You're no fun. You're no fun. You're no fun. Alright. I have the tail hanging over the side of the table. So now you have a much better angle to work with. Alright, and to get the scales on the tail, I'm going to do the top part first. Just using the same technique, dipping it like we're dipping a pen in ink. You do that first, and then you do the other side after you're done with this. And then if you have some color and you have a cat's tail, If the cat's tail has any white in it, you can do a little color too. I did a purple zebra dragon cut one time. That was super cool. And there were double scales going down the back. I could pull it up and try and show it to you. But, here we go. Now, top part's done, right? So all you do then is lift the tail and try to connect the dots. You can see where you stopped on this side, and then you just, that is how I found is the easiest way to put the scales in on the tail, right? There. Okay. Alright, last step. We're going to comb it all back. And we're going to allow that chunkers to give it, or thinning shears to give it a little bit more of a shape. So they'll look more like little pom-poms than little square boxes, right? All done. Alright, and then this last one I usually put in a V, right? The last scale. Usually put in a V. There. Right? And then you just go back and take a look at the scales, see if you missed anything. And then if you find that it's not quite doing what it's supposed to do, here, we'll go back and I'll show you how to fix it. That's fine. Let's go to that side. Again, you don't want to use a really thin comb. Here, just want to fix that a little bit. Do it that way. All done. Need it. Alright. Say goodbye to this fierce dragon. Right? Isn't he cute? He's like, are we there yet? Yepper. We are there. Alright. And waka waka. Waka waka. Yeah, who could benefit from a pre-treatment? All natural, of course, right? He could definitely benefit from something. If he were my cat, I would have given him a dropper of that social 1 hour before his visit. Is how I would have done that, right? Yeah. Alright, all done. Say goodbye to the fierce dragon. Bye-bye. Juniper the dragon. We usually will give our dragons a knighted dragon name. But if you want, we can come up with one right now. If his name is Juniper, what would his dragon name be? Anyone have any suggestions? Yeah, what's a lion? Just, we got a curious comment with people saying that cats need their fur. So if you just, you know, go over to where Africa is, what's a lion? Just curious. What's a lion? Doesn't seem to have any fur except around his mane, right? Are we just going to pretend that's not happening, people? Your narratives and arguments are mute. They don't make sense, people. Right? Everything you say doesn't make any sense. Or it's too cold for the cat to be put in a lion cut. Well, the cat lives in a controlled, thermostat controlled environment. He doesn't know it's winter. It's the same temperature all day, every day, all year round. So you need to come up with better arguments there, people. Just saying. Right? Anyway, all the best. And 2 skulls, Catwoman and Grinch, you guys rock. Once again, I'll be looking for your little intro buttons. I'll be working on that at some point. Give me at least 48 hours. Might have it ready by tomorrow. I just gotta find out where I put them. All right? All the best. Take care. Bye-bye. Love you. Take care. Juniper says goodbye, too. He's just shy. You know, because he's afraid of everything. Which is why it's important to use techniques that are not going to scare the cat, right? That's the only reason how he was able to be groomed. If you looked at his e-file, 10 red flags. He has 10 red flags. He's afraid of everything, right? Why he would be a wonderful candidate for the all-natural pre-treatment. So I will talk to the owner about that. Send her the link, make sure she has it. All right, take care. Bye, Grinch. Bye, Grinchy. Bye, Two Skulls. See you, Catwoman. You didn't tell me what you wanted for the intro button. Or Grinchy, did you miss it? We're going to get some intro buttons. You can pick whatever you want on the button. Whenever you join the live, I'll be able to push it, right? Oh, thank you, Grinch. Yeah, that's called a full dragon. That means he's got the scales. It's a modified lion cut in the grooming industry. So for a cat who normally gets a lion cut, they can request a dragon, right? It's the same exact thing, right? But what I've noticed is people who choose the dragon cut are homeowners who have small children, right? And now those small children can say they have a pet dragon. It's very cute. You guys don't even appreciate or understand just how loving a lot of these homes these cats come from, and you just want to throw the word abuse all over the place. Yeah, we know what real abuse looks like, but it's not here, people. You're barking up the wrong tree. Barking. You're barking up the wrong tree. All right. Oh, I'll pick something for you then. Okay. Oh, well, I gotta make one. Thanks, Kat. I just figured I'd give you some a choice of what you might like, right? So it has 30 seconds of recording on it. I could do like a Royal Queen's March music from, you know, from the UK, or I could do Thin Lizzy. Do you like Thin Lizzy? I could do whatever you want, right? Catwoman, they're gonna come up with something for Two Skulls. We'll figure it out. You can tweak it later. How about if I just put it together and then you can tweak it later, okay? Because it's very easy to re-record, right? You can re-record that button a lot of times, right? Yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up on Amazon. A lot of pet owners use it to try to teach their pets how to communicate by pushing the buttons with the different sounds, right? Yeah. And they're usually trying to teach their pets the English language. You know, like walk, dinner, door, bathroom, you know, things like that. Which, believe it or not, these pets are learning how to do, right? So, anyway, take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.